Marketplace Morning Report is coming up next, and then in 10 minutes at 9 o'clock, it's the BBC NewsHour on WNYC. Let's check in with London to see what they're working on. London, good morning.
Good morning, WNYC. I'm James Menendez. Today on NewsHour, Israel says no electricity, water or fuel for Gaza until its hostages are free by Hamas. We'll hear from people living in the territory. Also, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken's in Israel to show America's support and to try to stop the war spreading. That's BBC NewsHour at 9 on WNYC.
.58 and sunny right now, sunny and 70 for a high today, and then tomorrow, Friday the 13th, nothing spooky about this. Sunny and 64 for a high. We're looking for rain on the weekend, and it could be a lot, too. 58 and sunny now at 8:51.
Support for WNYC comes from Bases Independent Schools with campuses in Brooklyn and Manhattan. Learn more about their globally inspired pre-K to grade 12 curriculum at an October open house. More at basesindependent.com/WNYC.
I just love the opera. Never been? Then come with me. I'm Rhiannon Giddens, host of Aria Code, the podcast where together we explore the magic of opera, one song at a time. For die-hard fans and newcomers alike. The best part? No tux or ticket or high heels required. Listen to Aria Code wherever you get podcasts.
Inflation calmed down slightly in September.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Bitwarden. The Bitwarden Password Manager enables employees to securely access logins and sensitive information all in one place. Learn more at bitwarden.com.
I'm David Brancaccio in New York. Just now, we got the latest inflation reading. The Consumer Price Index went up 0.4% in September. That is a smaller jump than the month before. Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer has the latest.
The overall inflation rate in September was up 3.7% from the same time last year. It inched up 0.4% from August, more than expected, but prices spiked 0.6% from July to August. So inflation is headed in the right direction, though it's certainly not back down to the Fed's 2% target. Stephen Juneau is senior U.S. economist at BofA Global Research. He says the path back down to 2% will be slow and bumpy.
Will we kind of just have this nice glide path down to 2%? I don't think that's necessarily something we can count on or rely on.
Juneau says the Fed will need to keep an eye on the sticky remnants of inflation, plus the labor market. It's still tight, with some employers having trouble finding workers. That pushes up wages, which adds to inflation. The Fed has been hiking interest rates in an effort to cool the economy and beat back prices. Juneau says it's not clear if the Fed will raise rates at its next meeting at the end of this month. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
Stock index futures are mixed now. Dow futures up 0.1%, S&P futures up less than 0.1%. NASDAQ futures at the moment are neither up nor down. The 10-year interest rate up just slightly, 4.59%, given this news. 10 days ago, Hollywood studios and the union representing striking film and television actors got back to negotiating, but last night, talks halted with no deal in sight. Here's Marketplace's Nova Safo.
The sticking points today are much the same as when actors went on strike 3 months ago. Among them, the potential use of artificial intelligence to replicate actors' images and alter their work, and demands for a bigger share of streaming revenues. Striking writers had similar concerns, and this week they ratified a new 3-year contract with studios. Many in the industry hoped a deal with actors would soon follow along the same lines, including guardrails on AI and increases in streaming residuals. But in a statement, the organization representing studios and streaming companies said the actors' union, SAG-AFTRA, had made few, if any, changes to their demands. The studios said they walked away because it had become clear their differences remained too great, including over what the studios said was a demand for $800 million per year in additional pay. SAG-AFTRA replied that that figure was a gross overstatement and accused the studios of bullying tactics. On issues such as AI, the union said the studios are misrepresenting their positions and the actors will remain on strike. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by C3 AI. C3 Generative AI provides ChatGPT enterprise search that is verifiable, secure, and accurate across all enterprise data. C3.ai. This is Enterprise AI.
In the European Union, tourism generates, here's the figure, $635 billion each year, but there are predictions that climate change will hit part of that industry by shifting people away from vacations that cater to people who want to lie out on the sand. The BBC's Guy Hedgecoe reports from Benidorm on Spain's Mediterranean coast.
Temperatures are increasing in the Mediterranean 20% faster than the global average. Last summer, Spain had 4 heat waves, during which temperatures exceeded 40 Celsius in many parts of the country. Such conditions are likely to have an impact on tourism.
I'm by the swimming pool of the Belroy Hotel in Benidorm, and I'm here to meet the hotel's owner, Federico Fuster, who is also the president of the local hotel association.
Federico says that he notices the change in the climate here.
We used to have way smoother nights. The temperature used to go down a little bit and we have a little rest at night, right? But this summer, for 20-25 days, that didn't happen.
Federico is worried about climate change, but he does see a possible upside for the tourism industry in the way that seasonal behavior is changing.
We have a never-ending spring. It's a very good temperature, a lot of tourism, so the business is going really well also in the lowest season. So maybe in the future we will have way more people coming to our destination in winter and autumn, and not that much in summer.
And of course, other countries in southern Europe are seeing similar phenomena. Like Spain, the south of France, Italy and Greece have all seen extremely high temperatures in recent summers, along with devastating wildfires. And the science suggests these are not freak events. Marta Almarcha is a meteorologist at the company eltiempo.es.
La tendencia para los próximos años es que los veranos se sigan alargando.
The tendency over the coming years will be longer summers, starting earlier and finishing later, and we will have longer, more intense heat waves.
De calor más largas, más intensas y también aumenten en frecuencia.
The possibility of extreme heat now seems to be influencing where many holidaymakers go. Since the pandemic, cooler destinations like Denmark and Iceland have been particularly popular. Miguel Mirones is president of the Institute for Spanish Tourism Quality.
Pero todo esto es un movimiento que se está produciendo, como digo, lentamente en los movimientos.
We are seeing a gradual but sustained trend that suggests more and more people are travelling to the north of Spain and to the north of Europe, and that this is something that is going to continue over time.
Se pueden consolidar en el tiempo.
Miguel expects a shift away from pure sun and sand holidays in southern Europe towards vacations based on activities like wellness or gastronomy. It's still too soon to know the full impact of climate change on tourism, but it could be that Mediterranean resorts like Benidorm will face competition from places not known for their sunshine. I'm the BBC's Guy Hedgecoe for Marketplace.
And how'd you like to get this letter from the IRS? You owe $29 billion in back taxes. That's what the taxing authority says. Tech giant Microsoft owes the U.S. Treasury $28.9 billion if you're not rounding. It's about a long-running investigation into how Microsoft accounted for its profits in various jurisdictions through the year 2013. Microsoft says it followed the rules and will appeal in a fight that could take many more years to resolve. And again, the Consumer Price Index is in. Prices up 0.4% in September, less than the month before. Gas and shelter were among the drivers of the increase. In New York, I'm David Brancaccio. Marketplace Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.